What is up, guys? This is something a little different. Sorry I've been taking a big break. I actually got grounded and then school's starting, so I haven't really had much time to record. But anyway, I hope you guys understand. But this is something a little different. I'm gonna be building a team for you guys. Um, I am totally freeballing this. I do not know exactly what I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna show you guys what I do when I make my teams, and I'm going to explain a little bit about the certain things, um, such as what EVs are and whatnot. So this is kind of a tutorial. I might cut this up into two different parts, because it could take a while, because team building is probably one of the hardest parts in Pokemon competitive battling. You need to really think about what Pokemon you're going to use and what sets you're going to use and which ones work good together. So anyway, to start off with, first thing you want to start off with is, if you're building a standard team, your defensive core. Now, what you want to do is you want to have either one physically defensive or one specially defensive. Or you can have one that does both, or you can have there's several different ways that you could do this. But first off, you want to have your defensive core. Now, defensive cores mainly are fire, water, grass, so that way you can cover many different types. So, I'm going to start off here. I'm going to start off with the fire, water, grass core also. Um, let's do. We could do specially defensive Heatran, or you know what? Here's what I did. I pulled up the OU tiers, so that way we can get some uh, some ideas here. So let's first off look at defensive. We have Cloyster, which could be useful. Ferrothorn, which is a very good defensive wall. Um, could do Rotom Wash. Actually, let's pull up Rotom Wash here. Let me see here, and that's pretty much all that we have. So we could do a Rotom Wash as our first defensive core. Could do not really liking any of these sets. Let's first off look at water. We could do a Tentacruel. I have had good experience with Tentacruels in the past. We could do a Genesect. Oops. Crap. Oh, I'll just go right to you. Alright. So, let's take a look back at water types. Could do Vaporeon. Vaporeon is a good wall, plus it has wish support. So I'm probably gonna do Vaporeon. This Tentacruel is good, but only if it's in a rain team, because of its rain dish ability. Although I could be wrong, it could be useful otherwise. But I think I'm gonna do Vaporeon for wish support, because it's got a lot of HP. Could do Jellicent. So that'll act as a spin blocker too, but I'm already planning on using a different ghost type as a spin blocker. So let's do Vaporeon. Baton Pass is it's stupid. I hate Baton Pass. Absolutely hate Baton Pass. Alright, so now we have a Vaporeon picked out. So let's do this. Vaporeon. Alright. Now then. Let's move this down so we can look at its EV spread. And what EVs are, I guess I'll explain this. This is going to be kind of a tutorial. EVs are called effort values. What they are certain stats that you get for each Pokemon. For example, if you're EV training a Pokemon by yourself without doing like this, you'll go out with, say, a Machop, and say you kill another Machop with your Machop. That will give you one attack EV. So that'll be like adding a 1 right there. So say you kill 20 Machops with that Machop, that'll give you 20 EVs in the attack stat. And with each EVs in the attack stat, that stat raises. And it could go up to 252 in each stat. So see, if I have 252 in the attack stat, I'll have 229 attack, whereas if I had 0, I'd have 166. It's kind of complicated to follow, but pretty much it's just a way of raising your stats depending on the Pokemon. And you can pick any stat that you want depending on the Pokemon that you kill. Now, say I wanted to increase my special attack in my Vaporeon. What I'll want to do is I'll go out and I'll kill, say, an Alakazam. Now, an Alakazam has 3 in the special attack stat. So then, if I want to get all the way up to full, I'll want to kill 3. Hold on, let me pull up my calculator. If I want to get all the way up to 252 in the special attack stat, there'll be 3 for each Alakazam. Hold on. It'll be 252 total, divided by 3 for each Alakazam. I'll want to kill 84 Alakazams to get all the way up to full EVs in my special attack stat. So if you have any other questions, I'll go more in depth on how to explain it better, because it is kind of complicated to follow. It took me a while to figure out exactly how it works, but pretty much you have 252 for each stat, and you have a max of, I believe it's, oh, what is it, 508. You have a max of 508. That's enough to fully do 2 stats of EVs plus 4 in another one. So for this one, for this certain set, it requires 248 in HP. So we'll go 248. And the rest in defense and speed. Just like that. And then we'll give it a bold nature to increase the defense. And what nature does is it will decrease one stat, like bold nature decreases the attack stat, but it'll raise a different one. It'll give it a bonus in the other one. And this one, we want to give it leftovers. And what leftovers does is it heals 8% of your health each turn. Is it 8 or 6? I can't remember. And now we look at the ability down here. We want it to be water absorb, so that way if we get hit by a water type attack, we can absorb it and get HP back. I'll move this over here so we can look at these moves. And this one is Wish, Protect, Scald, and Roar. Alright. So that is our Vaporeon. It's completely done. So now we have a Water Core. Next we want to have a Grass. So let's look at the grass types. We have, oh shoot, Breloom, Virizion, Abomasnow, Venusaur, and Ferrothorn. And I think I'm gonna go with Ferrothorn. Or we could do Celebi. Alright, So then, we have Ferrothorn or Celebi. I think I'm gonna go with Ferrothorn, because I like Ferrothorn. It's a very good wall. It's bulky on both the physical defense and special defense. So, let's do Ferrothorn. Pull this up. So let's do Ferrothorn. And let's look at the EVs. Now this is IVs. IVs are the individual values of each Pokemon. What IVs are is each Pokemon automatically, when it's made in the game, has certain individual values. For example, in Pokemon Online, when you first generate the Pokemon, it automatically has 31 in each value. Each Pokemon is different, so it'll have different values in each one. For example, say you catch a wild Ferrothorn, it might have an EV or an IV spread like this. It might have an IV spread of this. Now, to change that, well, you can't really change it. In game, in the DS games, you cannot change the IVs. It's impossible to change the IVs because they're specified to that specific Pokemon. Now in this, you are able to change it, and you can have 31 in each one, so that way you have the maximum amount of stats in each one. Now for this one, for the Ferrothorn, it requires 0 in the Speed EV, and because of that, it will drop the stat from, see how it was 76, it drops it down to 45. And the reason for that is because it has Gyro Ball. Now Gyro Ball is a move that the lower your speed is than the other Pokemon, the higher damage outtake it'll do. No, let me check something real quick. Alright, we got a little bit more time. So, now that we have 0 in that one, that'll maximize the Gyro Ball's attack. So this one requires 252 in HP, 88 in defense. I passed it, there we go. And then the rest in special defense. And give it a relaxed nature. Alright. Now let's look at the moves. We have Spikes, Leech Seed, Gyro Ball, and Power Whip. Now actually, since I have a Vaporeon for Wish support, I'm actually going to take out Leech Seed and put Stealth Rocks, because I won't need the recovery as much as I will. Let's give it leftovers. Now, I hope you understand what I mean by I won't need the Leech Seed, because Leech Seed gives me more HP. Since I have the Vaporeon, instead of using Leech Seed, I can just use Wish and get health back instead of using Leech Seed. Now, let's look at fire types. We have Heatran, Infernape, Ninetales, and Volcarona. I'm thinking I'm going to use Heatran, because we can do specially defensive Heatran, and that way we can take fire type moves too, because it goes, especially defensive Heatran, or any Heatran really, works very well with Fortress and Ferrothorn because of their massive fire weakness. So we go Heatran. Let's look at the EV spread. 248 in the attack. The rest in special defense and speed. And give it a calm nature. Alright. And give him leftovers. Or we could give it an air balloon, which I think I'm gonna do. Because Heatran is very, very weak against ground type moves. If we give it an air balloon, we can go in, and it's pretty much giving your Pokemon levitate. We can go in on predicted earthquakes, or so on and so forth, and therefore um, we can do we can dodge the ground type attacks. Sorry, I stalled up there. Anyway, Lava Plume, because that gets a chance to burn, whereas Flamethrower would be more powerful. However, it would not be able to burn the Pokemon. That's why we want to use Lava Plume. And since we already have Stealth Rocks on our Ferrothorn, we are going to just put Roar. And Protect. And now we have the choice between Toxic and Will-O-Wisp. Toxic will do more damage, but Will-O-Wisp will be able to burn it so that way their attack is cut in half. So I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp, even though it misses a lot more. But we have Flash Fire instead of Flame Body. We have Specially Defensive. Alright, it looks like we're doing good so far. Now, before we go on any further and pick our offensive core, I'm going to use this tool, which is the Maryland Team Builder. And what it does is when you type in your Pokemon's name, it will show you the weaknesses and resistance of your team. This I love to use. I absolutely love using this because it really does help, because it'll show you, like, say I'm really weak against fire here. So then I do this and put in all the Pokemon that I have in my team, and it'll show me what I'm weak against. Now I'm really weak against fighting, so we're definitely going to want to have a ghost type on our team to combat those fighting type moves. But so far we're doing really well except for that fighting weakness. So let's see how much time we're at. Wow, that was a lot of time. But anyway, next episode I will be finishing up this team and finishing up this little tutorial, and hopefully next episode we will get to testing the team. I don't know why, but it seems that the servers are down right now, so that might not happen. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. You heard it here first. This is 14 Code Tab. Comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out.